So most people think that YouTube is for young people. They think that if you're over 40, you missed the boat. They see all the 20-year-olds that are going viral and they think that could never be me. But what we've actually been noticing lately is middle age and older people, specifically the 40 plus demographic, is having an easier time than ever blowing up on YouTube. And in fact, I believe they have an advantage and it's significantly easier for them to grow than younger people. Now there's many reasons for this, and we're actually gonna go over a bunch of examples of people that have done this, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why that is. But I believe so much in this that I actually went to my 50-year-old brother and I started him on YouTube. This was just about 6 months ago at the time of recording this video, and his very first video blew up. About a month in, he was making over $200 a day, and 3 to 4 months in, he got to over $400 in a day. And that's just from the ads that were showing up on his channel. There's many other ways to monetize outside of that. So with that being said, if you're over 40 yourself, or you even have other people in your channel that are over 40, you are going to get some amazing ideas and inspiration from this video. So gently tap that like button and let's jump into it right now. Okay, so niche number one is being nicheless. This is basically where you turn your ordinary life into fun YouTube moments, right? Weird ideas, offbeat experiments, short videos that are highly shareable. So an example of this is going to be M&J Metal. So this is a gentleman, he's definitely over 40. I don't know his exact age, but he looks like he's maybe 50, 60 plus. And instead of just choosing a niche, he chose to just share information online from his day-to-day life. And in a weird way, this is actually not a bad strategy when you first start, because the truth is a lot of people don't just stay in the same niche their entire existence, right? Like most of the big YouTubers started off in a certain niche and then they pivoted a bunch of times and they changed their channel. And that's the thing about having a personal brand, is you have the ability to do that. And that's great because you're a growing, evolving human being, and your personal brand and your YouTube channel should grow and evolve with you. So if you're really unsure of your niche when you first start, you should try different things out. With that being said, when something works, you do need to double and triple down on it. Now, one thing about the type of videos that M&J Metal makes is they're very raw and authentic. Okay, there's no high production quality. I mean, you could say that again, like there's really no high production quality. It actually kind of looks like he recorded it with a flip phone from the early 2000s or something. But this video, how to make pickle Pepsi at home for free, got millions and millions of views. So according to view stats, this video at the time of me watching this has gotten about 6.6 million views, and it's earned over $33,000. And that is absolutely bananas, because I mean, this video only took about, 3-4 minutes to make, something like that. I mean, he clearly didn't edit the video. He just recorded it, uploaded it, probably spent about 15 seconds coming up with a title, didn't upload a custom thumbnail, just used a still shot from the actual video itself. And he was not done. He's been making video after video after video. Pepsis and hot sauce. 2-minute video. Halloween brew. Not even spelled right, just Halloween brew. 500,000. The hangover cure. 200,000. Showing the play button. 100,000. Spooky brew. 100,000. Wild brew. 100,000. The great brew. 90,000. So these videos each probably take him about 5 or 10 minutes to make, and he's making about $4.9 to $13,000 a month with this incredibly simple channel. Now, notice what I said about when you find a certain type of video or a certain niche that works, you should continue doing that type of video. This video right here, some DVD stuff, absolutely bombed. It only got about 4,000 total views, whereas a lot of his videos where he's making something, he's making different brews or pickle Pepsi or that sort of thing, got hundreds of thousands or even millions of views. So that's what I mean by when you find a type of video that works for you, you need to double down on that for a while and make more and more of those types of videos, because every single time he makes a video about making some sort of brew, whether it's pickle Pepsi or adding spice to Pepsi or whatever, it does really well. And every single time he makes a video about something else, like reviewing DVDs or something, it kind of bombs. So yeah, absolutely love how this guy is able to absolutely crush it. But by the way, if you're confused about your niche or you want to know how to grow on YouTube, because the thing that made this video blow up is the niche and the idea, right? It's obviously not the production quality, it's not the thumbnail, it's not any of those things that all the YouTube gurus tells you that it is. It's the niche and the idea. That's what actually matters matters when it comes to blowing up on YouTube. And if you want to figure out the most important things about blowing up on YouTube, like picking the niche and the idea and all the other things that matter, this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting a live training. Check it out in the description in the pinned comment below. Do not miss out on this. All right, quick break. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting a free live workshop called The New Way to Make Money with YouTube. If you've been struggling to find your YouTube niche, or you don't want to spend months or even years building a channel around something that isn't profitable or just doesn't work for you in general, then this workshop is for you. Because for everyone who shows up live, I'll be giving away the 60-second niche validator GPT. This is the most advanced version of my GPT-powered niche validation tool yet, and it's designed to help you instantly test and uncover profitable YouTube niches before you invest your time, money, and effort into the wrong one. And it's the most refined, data-driven version so far, and I'll be giving it away completely free, but only during this live workshop. So attend the free live workshop by clicking that link down the description and the pinned comment below to grab it. You'll also be able to ask me questions live, so I look forward to meeting you. Oh, and just a heads up, this will be probably one of the last times I'll be giving away a version of the niche validator for free, so make sure you click that link and show up to the workshop. Make sure you put it in your calendar, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. All right, niche number 2 is online side hustles for people over 50. So if you're over 50, this might be perfect for you. And I see a bunch of different channels doing this, basically teaching people over 50 how to do random stuff online, right? So obviously people over 50 have certain considerations when it comes to making money online. They may not be as tech savvy, they may not be as familiar with social media, but the thing is, because of the fact that there's a ton of people online that are over 50 that buy stuff and also consume information, they want to hear from other people online that are also over 50, buy stuff and want to consume information, right? Like generally speaking, birds of a feather flock together. And a lot of the time, if you're over 50, you want to watch content from people over 50 and they're going to make suggestions on what you should buy. And by the way, if you weren't aware, I think over 50, over 55 in the US owns about 70 to 80% of all the wealth in the US. So they have all the buying power. So if you can attract an audience of people like that, YouTube pays you more for all the views. They might even send you extra views because there's a lot of advertisers who want to get to that demographic. Plus, those people who watch your channel are much more likely to be able to buy stuff because they're a more affluent demographic, et cetera, et cetera. I think you get my point. There is a lot of advantages to that. And another thing that's great about this demographic is they typically don't care that much about production quality. They don't care about fancy editing. In fact, that kind of thing oftentimes turns them off. So here's an example of a channel like this. Wendy Nolan. She started her channel just about 1 year ago. And at first she made general make money online videos, and none of her videos got more than 1,000 views, but she didn't quit. And she started targeting people over 50 specifically, and then everything changed overnight. Her videos now get thousands of views each. It's the same content, same person, just a different audience. And that is the power of targeting the right niche. And she's getting about 104,000 views per month. And if she's monetizing those views correctly, she's probably making somewhere between $10,000 and $30,000 a month from this channel. Because when you have an affluent audience, you're gonna be making a lot more per 1,000 views. In fact, on this channel, I make over $300 per 1,000 views. So if I was getting the same amount of views as her, I'd probably be making about $30,000 to $40,000. And then on one of my other channels that has a very affluent audience, basically business owners. In fact, last month, I think it was over $4,000. And so that would mean if I was getting 100,000 views on that channel, I'd be making $300,000 to $400,000 a month. Her audience is probably somewhere in between my audience on this channel and that audience. It's probably a little more affluent than a typical mass market audience on this channel, but it's probably not quite as affluent as my business owner audience on the other channel. So if she's properly monetizing, I would say it's very likely she's making well over $30,000 to $40,000 a month, but she's probably not properly monetizing. Wendy, if you watch this video, make sure you click the links in the description. I can help you monetize properly. I'm guessing she's probably making over $10,000 a month. Now you might be thinking, Shane, I don't want to teach people how to make money online or do side hustles or anything like that. I'm done with that. I'm old enough now where I'm kind of over making money. You know, I'm almost ready to retire, or maybe I'm already retired. I'm not interested in any of that. Well, there's a lot of other niches out there as well. I mean, there's wealth is just one niche. There's tons of others. I mean, some of the biggest ones are going to be health, wealth, and relationships, but you don't even have to operate in one of those niches. You can go even more random than that, right? So this guy, for instance, gives life advice for people in their 40s. And he made this video called I'm 40, I wasted my life, don't make the same mistake. This guy right here, Dan Go, made a video called I'm 45, if you're in your 40s, watch this. And this guy right here, Simon Alexander Ong, made a video, I'm 40, if you're in your 20s and 30s, watch this. And Mark Manson made a video right here called I'm 41. If in your 30s, watch this. And you can make a ton of money doing this type of thing. Literally just giving life advice to the younger version of yourself, and not even anything specific. If you're younger than me, here's my advice to you. So if you don't believe me, you can make money from this. Just as an example, this video right here, I'm 40. If you're in your 20s or 30s, watch this. Simon Alexander Ong made about $19,000 from this video, and it's a 17-minute video, and he made $19,000 doing it. Now, again, I know what you're thinking, Shane, you know, I don't want to do money. I don't want to do life advice. I don't want to do fitness because you mentioned health. I don't want to do any health stuff. Like, help me find my niche. Again, attend the live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's exactly what we do. Plus, we give away a GPT that is trained on thousands of hours of coaching and training for you completely free. That's also going to help you to find your niche as well, okay? And also, more importantly, find your niche, but also find the ideas within your niche that are going to be the money ideas, all right? So, click that link in the description. Check it out. Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss out on it. But yeah, health and longevity for older people is another really good niche. Just as an example, peak performance over 40. This channel right here started recently, and 7 months ago, he had a video pop off that got over 600,000 views. And this guy actually makes me kind of jealous because he's an older guy and he is way more in shape than I am. Like, wow, that is incredible. And he covers a lot of things like muscle maintenance, injury prevention, and recovery, which, you know, let's be honest, when you're in your 20s, I mean, sure, that's somewhat important, but it's not nearly as important as when you're over 40. You know, there's certain types of workouts that you can do all day when you're in your 20s, but when you're in your 40s, it's just a matter of time before you're going to get injured, and that is not going to be a good time, right? So obviously, these are the types of channels that are super, super important to that specific demographic. And even if the channel wasn't named Peak Performance 40, and even if the videos, you know, weren't specifically calling things out, like 5 essential kettlebell moves for people over 40, even in that case, a lot of people just want to relate to someone who is older. You know, other older people want to relate to someone who's older, but also in many cases, younger people want to take advice from people that are older than them as well. You know, it's almost like you can be like an uncle or a dad or a grandpa to them and give them advice from someone who has a lot of wisdom and life experience. So another one here is this channel, Retired Working For You. I really like this channel. My brother's a big fan of this channel. We actually did a trip to Thailand where I flew my entire family out to Thailand, paid for everything. It was an amazing trip and we had a lot of fun. And before that trip, my brother was watching this guy's channel a lot. But basically this guy is what the channel is called, Retired Working For You. He kind of goes all around Thailand. I think he maybe goes to some of the other countries as well. And he just checks it out and kind of shows what it's like to retire in a country like Thailand. So he's got this video right here, Street Food Heaven in Thailand, and the estimated revenue on this one video is about $9.1 thousand. I mean, literally all he did, and I don't mean this in a way to make fun of him or anything like that, but I mean, this is a pretty low effort video, no offense. All he did is he just ate food in Thailand, recorded it, clipped it together a little bit, and that is the entire video. It's not that hard. This is super basic editing, and people loved it. He just showed street food in Thailand. I think he just, you know, showed a few different examples. And by the way, if you guys haven't gone to Thailand, the food there is amazing. Be a little bit careful with the street food because you might get sick though. But yeah, the food there is amazing. I haven't gotten sick in Thailand, but I've heard of other people. Next channel is going to be Azul. And this channel is all about retirement freedom and life redesign for 50 plus. So Azul basically just helps people retire smarter and earlier. And it's not just about money. Obviously, money is a big part of retirement, but it's also about purpose and emotional fulfillment as well. And he's basically breaking the old, you know, work till you're 65 or sometimes maybe even work until you die type mindset, and showing people that in many cases they can continue working, but when work feels like play, is it really work? And imagine if some 25-year-old was talking about this. Obviously nobody would listen to him, but because of the fact that Azul is older himself, people are going to listen to his advice. Now it says monthly here that he's making about $6.4 to $17,000 a month. I can tell you almost certainly, because I've seen a lot of niches out there, he is almost certainly making way more than this. And that's just from AdSense alone, by the way, right? So just from AdSense alone, he is for sure making at least $30 per 1,000 views. So he's making at least $78,600 a month from this channel. And that's just from AdSense alone. Now, the reason he's making a lot more, for instance, I only make about $20 per 1,000 views. The reason he's making $30 per 1,000 views for AdSense is because he's attracting that older demographic. And I wouldn't be surprised surprised if he's making up in the $40 range as well. So yeah, he's making at least $78,000 a month just from AdSense alone from this channel. If he's monetizing it correctly, I can't imagine him making less than, you know, $100, $150, $200, $300,000 a month. Oh, in his most popular video, retiring at 65 is a huge mistake. Retirement expert explains why. Made at least $13,000. And I think this video made closer to $70,000 to $80,000 realistically. All right, finally, the last niche in the last video I'm gonna talk about, the last channel I'm gonna talk about is going to be Zach of all trades. This is my own brother, Zach. Zach came to me, he was about 50 years old, and he told me that, you know, he'd been doing trades for about 30 years. He told me it's starting to get really hard on his body. How can he get out of it? How can he basically, you know, do a job where he can just make money without it being tough on his body, either an online job or an office job or something like that. He preferred to make money online. And I told him, of course you should start a YouTube channel. Duh. I mean, your brother is like the YouTube expert. Of course you should start a YouTube channel. And he's like, oh, well, I can't do that because I'm too old. You know, I'm not tech savvy. I've never made a video in my life. I barely even watch, you know, social media. I'm barely even on social media. How in the world could I do that? And I told him, just trust me and try it. And his very first video popped off. Highest paying trades jobs that no one is talking about, 2025, very first video popped off and it got over 800,000 views and it's headed towards 1 million views. And yeah, his channel is absolutely crushing it right now. I can tell you that he's had over $400 days from AdSense. He's also monetizing in other ways. He's getting affiliate sales and we have a big plan towards the beginning of the year to monetize in a very big way. That's super exciting. So he's absolutely crushing it. I think he's going to make well over $100,000 in his very first year on YouTube. In fact, we might get to that $200,000 to even $300,000 mark in his very first year, which is super exciting. And he's actually in the process of selling his business. And the craziest thing of all is he's only spending about 2 hours a week on his channel, which is pretty crazy, right? So again, if you want to figure out how to do this yourself, just like Zach did, click the link in the description in the pinned comment below to attend my live training. And also check out this video right here where we talk about how my brother was able to get monetized in less than a month and start making money right away on YouTube. And you can check that out by clicking right here.